Hello, my name's Julie from salessewunique, and I will pop all the links down below where you can find me on social media. Well, welcome to episode, I think we're on 68 this week, and I'm just enjoying a nice cup of Yorkshire tea in my Peter Rabbit mug. This is the first time I've used it since I bought it, but yeah, just what I need. I hope everybody's had a lovely week, and I hope you've all had a crafty week as well, because the weather has been absolutely awful here over the week. We had quite high winds last week. Yeah, that kept me awake one night, and the weekend it even got hold of the little greenhouse that's down the bottom of the garden and flipped that over. That was on Saturday, so Kevin had to sort of rescue that. So he popped it back in the corner, and then when I got in from work, we'd sorted out all the plant pots, and I'd got some of the plant pots, the black ones that he'd been getting me, and he's put all the holes in now, so they're all ready to use, and they're all nicely stacked back in the greenhouse. And I have to put a piece of, well, I used twine to go across from each side of the trellis to keep the greenhouses safely in the corner, but that broke these winds, so excuse me, had to find something else. So we've got like a bungee, I think it's called. It's an elastic cord with a hook on the end basically. So I put that up, and I have put some more twine across, but I have found some sort of like nylon strapping, I think it's called, and it's got like it's like a ratchet buckle, which is going to be perfect. So I will be changing the twine for the buckle thing, so at least the greenhouses are safe in the corner again. I don't want to ruin them. Yeah, so that's really what we've been doing. And yesterday the temperature just dropped dramatically. It went below freezing yesterday here, and it was very cold. And yesterday, no, we had snow yesterday, which was very unusual. Not a lot, just a flurry of snow, but it is cold, and it's cold here today. And I'm back to wearing my hoodie again. I do wear other things during the week. I've had sort of sweatshirts and cardigans on all week just to keep me warm, but no, I had to put the hoodie on today because it is quite cold. What else have we been up to? I've been crafting. I've been doing some hand stitching and some knitting this week, so I've got that to share with you. You will have seen a clip at the beginning as well of the embroidery box, which is sat here. Now, I've been winding threads for this for like 2 weeks, I think it's been, and as you'll have seen, the last drawer hasn't got any threads on the bobbins, so they're waiting for a bit, because 504 bobbins is a lot of bobbins to wind, and I've had enough at the minute. So I want to do crafting this week. I did, so I left the bobbins in the box, and I just thought I'd share with you again the progress that I've made, which I think for a fortnight's work I've done pretty well, because like I said, there's a lot of bobbins there, and it's looking nice. But I'm still toying with the idea of eventually maybe putting them in colour order. I think that might be nice, because it's funny, because I've seen on Instagram some ladies who do the embroidery they're just the plastic boxes, but they've got them in colour order, and I thought, you know, that looks quite nice, that. So I am toying with that, but that'll come at a later date. I want to do some stitching now. So yes, I'm just gonna have a drop of my tea, and I will show you what I've been up to. Oh, it's getting a bit cold now. Well, I have been working on my Halloween socks. Sorry for the rustling. I haven't got too far. I am on the foot at the minute. I'm probably maybe 15 rows into the foot, just under halfway, I think. But it's coming along. It's coming along nicely. I love this yarn. It's beautiful, and it's got the stellina in it. So yeah, the only problem I've got is when I split my skein into half. So that's the ball I'm working on, and I can't for the life of me think where I've put the other ball. So I'm going to end up with one sock. So I'm hoping it'll turn up. Like I say, I don't know what I've done with it. I can't blame the cats because they won't have got it. So I must have put it somewhere, but I have looked through my bags where I sit and I can't find the other ball. So, but like I said, I'm going to finish this one off and then it'll probably have to go away for a bit until I can find the other ball of yarn. Now, I have got it in a plastic bag still, but it is living now in my very cute bunny bag that I made. So it has got its own bag now at long last. Right, well, stitching wise, I've actually done a bit of stitching on my Christmas trees this week. On have a look and see. These. And I think I did most of it Saturday and Sunday. We didn't do much at the weekend, which for us is unusual because there's usually always some jobs to do, housework to do, shopping to do. You know what it's like, especially when you work all week. You need to do some jobs at the weekend. And luckily we were going to go and see if we could find some curtains in the sale for the conservatory. I've got a pole for the window and the door, and I said to Kevin, before you go putting the pole up, excuse me, we need to get some curtains first so we can get the drop right, because I don't want to have to be altering the curtains, so the pole's got to go up a little bit. But then it was like, it was really windy, and I thought, you know, I can't be bothered. So I went and did a few things and left Kevin to do his own bits really, so he could have a weekend of doing what he wanted as well. And yeah, we cooked some meals, made soup, all sorts of things. I usually get Kevin on chopping the veggies up for me while we're together. And yeah, so I decided to do a bit of knitting and do some work on the trees. That's what I did, and it was lovely. It was great to actually craft at a weekend. Now, I have done more than I actually intended on doing, because once I started I just couldn't stop. So as you can see, I've done a few more trees on there, and yeah, I'm loving it. I am trying to do the stitches that it sort of tells you to do, but if I don't like them I just do my own thing. But no, I've actually been loving this, and I'm hoping to do, I don't know, maybe a tree tonight. That's all I'm saying. That's sort of my plan, is just to do a tree at a time as and when I feel like it. But you know, when the mood hits, you just have to go with the flow. Sorry Dawn if I'm you know, getting too far in front, but you know yourself what it's like. You just, if the need's there, you have to do. And that's my little needle minder, this little cat, and I got that from Dawn. That was in my Christmas box. So yeah, thoroughly enjoying this. I'll just pop this back in its bag. And also I did find out, I've been having a bit of a sort out in the bedroom, trying to sort out some projects that I want to do for this year, and I found a book, the Embroidery Stitch Bible, which I bought a few years ago. It's ring bound and it's got a lot of the embroidery stitches in. Just trying to find something I can show you. Just things like that. I think I got this off Amazon a few years ago. It's got like the herringbone stitch, things like that. There's lots of nice stitches in here for different things. It covers, let's see what it covers. Just bear with me a second. The stitches for fabric, stitches for canvas, and then there's like counted thread techniques, freestyle embroidery techniques, smocking stitch, drawn thread stitch, satin stitch, feather stitch, cross stitch, things like that. And because there's a lot of different kind of stitch patterns to do for the trees, and like I said before, some of them I've never heard of. I thought I'll get my book out and have a look and see what's what, because I had to do, it was called this turkey stitch. I'd never heard of the turkey stitch before, so I didn't know what it was. Anyhow, I looked on YouTube and found somebody doing the turkey stitch, and it actually looked nothing like what's on the pattern for the tray, so that sort of confused me a bit. So I just had a look round to see what was what, sort of got the idea of how the turkey stitch is done, and then just did my own, just so it looked like the finished tray. So I don't know, but it has come in useful. Like I said, I might not find every stitch that I want in here, and I can just look, I just look online to see how to do a stitch if I'm stuck. But I do enjoy the idea of being able to sort of do my own thing as well. Right, I think the next thing I'm going to share with you, as you can see, I've got my box here. Now these are some projects that I want to do in 2023. So I'm just going to put my bags away and then empty my box out, so I'm not rustling and making a mess everywhere. So I'll not be a second. Right, I'm all organised now. Right, well, what I'm going to share with you now, like I said, is some things that I would like to get done this year. So I'm going to try and be good and sort of stick to just a few projects this year, not do too many, because it can get a bit overwhelming, and then you end up with oh, sorry for fidgeting, and you end up with things just left in a bag sat on the side. So for sock knitting, obviously I want to do what I can on the Halloween sock, but like I said before, till I find my other ball of yarn, I might only get one sock done. So, excuse me a minute, I've just dropped the ball of yarn. Right, well, for this year, sock wise, I would like to get 3 sets of socks done. Now, this ball, I think this came from Dawn, so that is lovely. That's got a nice sparkle, it's purple, it's my colours, so that is going to be for 1 pair of socks that I'm going to hopefully do this year. No pressure on myself, I'm just going to knit away as I'm going to fancy it, and I'm just going to work sort of out of my stash, like what I've had for gifts and things like that for Christmas and anything that I've bought. So that is number 1. The second one is this nice little sock set that I got last year from one of the little shows from Giddy Yarns, with the gobstopper one. So that is another one on my list. I don't usually do things like this that I'm going to make, but I just decided I fancy doing that. I fancy just having some things in a bag at the side of the settee so I know what I'm working on, and I thought it was a fun idea. And the next one is this lovely one from Attic Spin Dye, Pastel Rainbow. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well. That will make a nice pair of socks. So, yeah, so that is my sort of knitting plans for this year. Now, other things, I'll do cross stitch next. Now this is a freebie pattern. It's only something small, I think, and this is from Whilst Iris Naps Designs, and this was a free chart in 2021, and it's the bunnies, Easter bunnies, and some carrots. So I quite fancy doing the bunnies this time, so that'll be next on my list, I think, as Easter's Easter's the next event that I want to make things for. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm just going to leave that there. And then the next one I want to do is this one called All Hallows Eve. Now, I've probably bought this about 2 years ago, and it's just been sat in the box because I keep starting different projects and forget about this one, so that's why I've pulled it out. Now I have got like a mottled marbled fabric, and I've tried the colours, I've laid the colours on there, and it actually looks okay. I'm quite happy with that. So I want to make some of these pictures really to go up in the conservatory, because I'm trying to sort of theme my conservatory a little bit for like Easter, summer, autumn and Christmas. So hence why I'm sort of stitching now, so I can hopefully get ahead. So I'm looking forward to starting this. So that is the only autumn project I've got. Now the next one I've got, I'm going to say it's a winter one because it's snowflakes. Now I bought this design probably a couple of years ago. That one doesn't really appeal to me. I'm not keen on the sort of the dark on the light. This one I like, I love this. But the only fabric I've got is a marbled blue, which the white is not going to show up on that. Now this fabric is a linen, and let's see what it's called. It's a 32 count haunted linen from Picture This Plus. So I don't know who they are like, but so I'm going to try and find some fabric. What I'm really wanting is like a bluey grey, I think. I don't quite like that. Now if I can learn how to sort of over dye these, I might be able to get the colour I want, but it's finding out how to do it, and basically if I've got time to do it. But other than that, I'm just going to keep a lookout for a darker colour fabric, and if I end up with a blue, then I end up with a blue. It doesn't matter, because I really like that. So I'm looking forward to having a play and getting that done. Now whether I'm going to get these projects all done this year, I don't know, but I am going to try. That is my aim. So if I manage to get these all done, I'll be very happy. And then fingers crossed, if I do, I have got another cross stitch, and I think this is called Peppermint Lane, yeah, and it's from It's So Emma, so it's a Laurie Holt one, and you get the threads, which is great. And I've not taken these out of the bags. This is the cross stitch, which I think that's lovely. So I'd like to get that done. The finished size on this is about 9 by 11 inch, so that's not too big a size, so I might get it done, you never know. And the other thing to go with this is, hold on a sec, I've got a quilt pattern as well. Which there's no way I'm going to get this done this year, no way. But that is something maybe for next year. But I just thought I'd share it with you, share it with you, because then you can see I've got 2 things to do. So that is going to go in my bag, and we'll just see how we get on. Right, crochet. I have actually found something I want to make, and I have gone for Easter. Now I've got some Katona cotton left over. You might guess from the colours what I'm doing. So I want to try and use up what I've got, and I found this pattern at work actually. I was looking for, I thought I'd got rid of all the crochet patterns, and I was in one of the pattern boxes looking for a couple of patterns to use with the tinsel yarn for a customer, and at the bottom of the patterns there were some more patterns, but they were crochet. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start that and probably have something to show you next week. So this should be fun to see how I get on with this. But it doesn't look too complicated. I've read the pattern. I must admit I am used to having it written down on a pattern, but this pattern, it's all brackets, so I do know how to read that, I'm pleased to say. My friend told me. So yeah, So we'll see how far we get with this for next week. But I'm looking forward to starting that. So that is living in its own bag. I've got my hook in there, and that is living in this lovely goosey bag. So yeah, so that is, like I said, projects for 2023. I do want to share this with you. I hope you don't mind, Dawn, that I'm going to share this, but I had a lovely little surprise today from my friend Dawn. Sorry for the rustling. And she sent me some threads, some metallic threads for our Christmas trees. I don't know if how well you're going to see these, but I'll put them up against that. But they are absolutely stunning. It's been a very, very long time since I've stitched with metallic threads. I used to use them for sort of decorating stockings up, and yes, I've still got one on the go that I probably started about, I don't know, 6 years ago. Just hidden away. And yeah, I don't think I've used metallic threads since. That one's not metallic, but it's yeah, a multicoloured one, but that will look nice on the tree. So I'm hoping to do a little bit of this tonight and use some of these threads. So yeah, so thank you again, Dawn. They are beautiful, and I am looking forward to using them. So I'm gonna have to find some bobbins out now so I can wind them up. Well, I think that's probably all I've got to share with you today. Yes, I think I've showed everything. I have a tendency to put things around where I'm working, and I forget that they're sat there. So I think that's probably everything for this week. I hope everybody has a lovely week, and I hope the weather's not too bad for you. And I will see you all again next week, and hopefully I'll have some progress on my crochet and my sock knitting and my trees. So take care, everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.